So much on my mind all the time, I need peace.
Hey, I'm Monty. Channel 5 is reporting that pies, P-I-E-S, pies that you eat, are traced all the way back to 6,000 BC. 6,000 BC. People was eating pies and apple or blueberry or more probably meat pies, but you know what I'm saying? Still, people was getting their pie on all the way back to 6,000 BC. I thought that was fascinating. All right. If you're here, you might have saw the clip. Want to find out what I meant by what I said, and I said what I said, so let me talk about what I said. Here's my problem with interracial relationships on TV commercials. In general, I do not have a problem with interracial relationships. I'm not speaking for everybody. I'm literally speaking for myself. I've been in conversations. I've watched conversations. I've listened to conversations. Some people have big issues with it. I'm just telling you, I don't have an issue with it. Have you ever been in an interracial relationship, Monty? Well, y'all don't need to know all my personal business. I have. Just relax. I have before. Are you going to marry somebody outside your race? Again, everybody just first of all, relax. Okay. You start to like what you like. And I think the more that you are exposed to things and see things and get out of your circle, whatever it might be, you find out that I truly believe people are people, how they're raised or what they're taught or what they're molded into believe can take us into some very different branches, but people are people. And I believe, love is love. But my personal self, I just know that, what I will do is not going to be based on anybody else's outside thinking. I'm not doing it for the culture. I'm not doing it for my people. If I'm with a black woman, I'm with a black woman because I love her. I'm not trying to save the black race or anything like that. I want good for my people. I definitely do. But that's not why I would do it. I would do it truly based out of loving that person. And I'm going to help my people regardless. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to try to do the best that I can. But I'm not going to I feel like you shouldn't do that specifically for that cause. Because to me, you're cheating your relationship. But okay, let me get back to what I said. I have a problem. I have a problem with interracial relationships on these TV commercials. And y'all know what I'm talking about. Listen, central casting and to these companies, you just can't throw anybody together. They still got to look like they talk to each other in real life. Commercials that have been out for a long time, you'll see a white couple, black couple, Asian couple, Latino couple, whatever. They've been doing pretty good. Like, okay, we know they're actors, but okay, yeah, that looks like a family. But all of a sudden, there's been this push for interracial couples in these commercials. I'm not mad. That's fine. But, fam, like, the people gotta look. Y'all got folk out here. Let me just say it. All right? Let me just say it. You can't have a 9 with a 3 in the looks category. Nothing wrong if you're a 3. You can bring a lot of other things to the table. You might have a great personality, but this is a 30-second commercial. We don't know your personality. We just looking at the aesthetics. Y'all, just because of interracial, you can't have a 9 and a 3. Okay? You can't have, a 2 and an 8. Let's bring the index got to come down. You don't want that to be no more than 3. So if I subtract it, it should be a 10 and a 7. You know what I'm saying? Or an 8, no more than a 5. You dig what I'm saying? Probably a 6.5. Because again, it's just a commercial. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we've seen it in, in regular couples where it's like, man, how did he get her? And I'm sure he's got some other things to bring to the table. But in the commercials, normally when it's of the same race, they nail it. 7 with a 6, even a 4 with a 3.5. Okay, but you like, okay, I can see them together. But these interracial commercials is out of control, man. Like, I'm like, there's no way he would talk to her or she would talk to him. And then let me take it to another step, fam. The kids. What are we do? Y'all can't just throw any kind of kids in the mix as well. Y'all got to calibrate this better, man. Y'all do. This is getting ridiculous. You got a Irish white man with a Japanese woman, and the kids is Creole. What are we doing? What is happening right now? You just can't throw Creole kids in there, okay? The Japanese man, the Irish man and the Japanese woman are not making Creole kids, y'all. But these commercials is getting crazy, fam. They just putting anything in there. They're not even trying no more. Let's go, hey, casting agents, ad agencies, do better, man. Y'all got to do better than that because we see it. Come on now. Let's get the index better with the let the people look like they would actually speak to each other in a grocery store. And good gracious, let's get these kids, okay? If you got a black person with an Asian person, them kids got to be Blasian. I know Blasian, okay? Blasian is one of the most beautiful. That's why, like I said earlier, Blasian folks, come on. Those are some beautiful people. But you can't have a black woman and a Chinese man, you know what I'm saying? And then the kids is looking Anglo. They can't be Anglo. No. That's no, they're not Anglo. Okay? That's Blango. It's been getting on my nerves, and I said that's going to be the first show I come back with. Like, I have a real problem with these interracial couples in commercials, not because they're interracial, but because they don't go together at all. At all. Like, what? Again, maybe it's a new frontier for y'all doing these ads. Maybe y'all ain't really used to it. Maybe you'll get it right, but y'all know what y'all know what I'm talking about. You've seen this push now where it's a lot of different interracial couples. Again, I ain't mad at it. I've had interracial couples in my marriage. I got interracial cousins, all that stuff. Ain't no problem. But let's have them look like if you come on, man, y'all the indexes be you can't have a 9 and a 2 in a commercial. You can't have a 2 and a 2 or a 9 and a 9, whatever. That's y'all job. Y'all looking at all these headshots and stuff. Y'all come on, man. Y'all gotta do better than that. That's a problem. That's a problem, But again, in real life, if you got a 9 and a 3, there could be a myriad of reasons why. Okay, that there could be. But again, in the commercials with the bright lights and all that, we don't got time to know what the background story is. We just seeing what we see. So, yeah, I might have clickbait y'all a little bit on that. You might have thought I had a real problem. I do not. Again, for the record, have no problem with that. Now, you talk to some older folk, and they might tell you different. And my upbringing might have been different from some because I'll tell you this. I grew up, black church, black neighborhood, black friends, but I went to a white school. And I didn't like it because I wanted to go to the school with my friends. But that really opened me up to a lot of new things that a lot of people growing up when I grew up didn't have. They didn't know a lot of white people and things like that. To the point that I had that experience where I grew up. But where my mother lived, my mother's from Gary, Indiana. Gary, Indiana was back then probably the most segregated place I'd ever seen because I never saw any white people in Gary. Even though I was around them in Michigan where I'm from, but in Gary, never did. To the point, true story, I was probably 13 years old in Gary with my cousin. We went into the store. I'm 13 years old. I've been going to Gary my whole life. A white guy walked into the store after us and he, getting something to drink or whatever. And I looked at him and then I looked at my cousin and I asked my cousin, I was like, can he do that? My cousin was like, can he do what? I didn't know what to say. I was like, can he be here? My cousin was like, yeah. And I had just never seen a white man there because the cops was black, the mayor was black, the fireman, it was black on blackety black. So it was a weird thing for me to be culture shocked in one place, even though in another place I was around them in school all the time. So now again, you talk to some older generations, they didn't have that, and for other reasons, they might have had their thing about that, and we won't get into that in this show, but maybe another show. But I think too, just because of now the newer generations, I really don't feel like they care about it at all. Really, I mean, there's race still plays a factor in a lot of things, but the internet, has made people so much closer and so much more accessible. Unless you're raised strictly by bigots, then you know what I'm saying. I don't really think the newer generations are as caught up on that and just super ruled by you bet not, you know what I'm saying. And the more, and you know how kids are, the more you tell them not to do something anyway, they gonna try to do it anyway. So that's my piece on this show. But I will be back with some more and to come. But we back, Channel 5, we back doing it. Guys, you know what to do all the time, every time. I want you to be blessed and to stay sharp. Get it together, ad agencies. Get it together.